Right, hi lads and lasses, welcome to Darts Coaching with Dynamite Dave. This is a personal video for Danfromspout. I'm only going to give out his name from the YouTube channel. Obviously we've been having some email communications. He sent me some videos, I've reviewed them. The poor lad's been waiting quite a while for them, so I decided to pick him as this week's video tutorial, let's say. So first of all, what we need to address, Dan, is front view. And the front view, we've got, what I've observed is when you're throwing, you've got a very short throw. So your throw is very much here, this sort of thing. And unfortunately, when you put a lot of wrist into it, unfortunately, there's a lot of movement. What you're doing is you're going like this, but because you're putting wrist into it, you've got all that flexibility of when you're throwing. I've noticed when you throw, also your arm is being pulled very slightly to the left. So as you're throwing, you're coming across yourself. So then what you're trying to do is you're trying to pull it back with that wrist action. You're trying to flick the dart backwards to fetch it into the centre. What I suggest, or what I'm saying I think you need to do, is get a more full throw. You can do it where your arm is. I can see what you're doing is you're fetching the dart back and you're pulling the dart. Let me get a dart and I'll show you. Right, so as I say, we'll get a dart. So now, what it appears that you're doing when I'm watching it is you're holding the dart back here and you're trying to project the dart level, which is instinctive because you want the dart to land level in the board. So what you're doing is you've got this into it, you've got a lot of flick into it, and you're also struggling because you're trying to keep the dart going level. What you need is you need to get the dart and just a full throw. It doesn't have to come right back here, but you do need a full throw and a lot less wrist in it. If you look when I throw, there's not no wrist in it, but very, very little. Because as I say, as you're doing it and you're flicking it like this, that's where a lot of your inaccuracies come in. I think if you can get that out of your throw, your accuracy will come on leaps and bounds in a very short period of time. Right now, from the two sides, so this is an amalgamation of looking from the right hand side and from the left hand side. It confirms, absolutely confirms, that when you're throwing, you're flicking the dart with your wrist. There's a load of wrist action into it. Just confirms exactly what I thought from the front. The dart, what it is with your throw also, because you've not got a full throw, what you're doing is your follow through is this. Your follow through needs to be this, right out, right away from the dart. Because what happens is, as I've explained this in a couple of other videos, as you go forward, what's happening is, as you're flicking it, your wrist, your throw, before you let go of the dart, your hand's slowing down. So your hand isn't, so the dart isn't coming as you throw, like this, as I throw, the dart carries on and my hand comes away from it. What's happening with your throw is, as you're throwing, as you're getting towards the end of the throw where you release the dart, your hand is already slowing down before you've released the dart. So that's why it's very, very important that we get a full follow through. The full follow through means that your hand is coming away from the dart. I've spoke about this on several occasions. One was when one of the ladies, Welsh ladies team, she was doing exactly the same. She was throwing, and then when she was getting towards the end, there was very little follow through, and she's doing this with dart, and you, Dan, are doing exactly the same thing. So if you watch the videos like I've watched them, listen to what I've said now, have a look at the videos and see if you can see what I've seen. Right, so now what we're doing is we're looking from the back, and that is confirming exactly, again, what I saw from the front view. And this is the reason why I insist on having at least 5 visits from each angle. Yours was fantastic. I got a lot more than 5 visits from each one. and I could see that you're thinking that there's some really good positive points in your throw, because what I don't ever want people to think is that I'm just pulling your throw to bits. I'm not. What I'm doing is I'm attempting to improve the way that you throw. What I like about your throw is it's nice, it's relaxed, apart from the fact that you're flicking the darts rather than throwing them. Your approach to the game's good. I can see that your confidence levels are okay. You don't seem to be rushing. Where you put your darts down on the stairs and did the 3 things, that's great. That. The one thing that I would say to you though is, when you're coming round, come round and away from the hockey. Don't come round and go straight to the hockey. Come round to the back of it, because it looks like you've got plenty of room. Come round to the back of it. Take 1 breath if you want. One deep breath, or 2 deep breaths, or 3, just to get you 3, 2, so as you slowed yourself down and you're ready to throw. But I've waited a while for this, and I'm sorry about that, but we're trying as best. So I've noticed a lot of them, a lot of people, what they're doing is they're rushing round instead of slowing down, getting that thing. And it's also a lot, there's another lad that I'm talking to at the moment that's suffering with performance anxiety for when he goes out and plays in public, and this is exactly what he's doing. He's rushing all the time, and you need to slow yourself down. Another one of the ones that I'm talking to at the moment, exactly the same. So it seems to be a big thing. The other thing that I've noticed and all, which I did say to the other chap, is across the pond, you don't do this. You've adapted what I've said, which is fantastic. So you're halfway there. But I'm getting a lot of lads, especially from the States, who are standing like this and then turning the body in and trying to throw this way. It doesn't work. You need to stand side on. If there's nothing wrong with you and there's no medical reason why you can't turn, you need to stand side on and bring this out. And this is where you're slightly going wrong with pulling it across. If you can imagine a piece of paper and you trying to draw a line freehand like that, you get little squiggles in it. Exactly the same thing. If you turn yourself open here and you throw in the dart, your line's squiggly, and that's what's happening. If you hold your hand there and turn your body in, you'll find a spot, mine's there, where it feels like I'm putting my hand against something. You're getting resistance. So when you get to that resistance, that is like putting your arm against a ruler. So then when you throw the dart, your arm isn't coming across, because you're holding it against that ruler and you're throwing it, and you're getting that lovely, perfect straight throw every time. Now is I'll just do a couple of visits to the board and show you what you should be aiming towards. See a lovely throw. Now I'm not actually throwing the darts at anything at the moment. I'm not aiming to hit them into the bullseye or do anything else. What I'm doing now is just getting used to feeling where that resistance starts. Where that resistance goes to, you'll naturally feel where your arm stops. There is where you need to stand side on, look at the board, doesn't matter which eye is dominant, because I've had this on a few different things as well. I've got a dominant eye, this, that and the other. You should be looking at the board with both your eyes and looking exactly right. Like, so if I am throwing for the bullseye, I look straight into the middle of the bullseye. Nowhere else, right in the centre of the bull. Right now, that first dart you saw me throw before was the first one I've thrown today. And I'll show you. Those 3 darts straight out the thing. All right, they're not right in the middle of the bullseye, but, and that's without even trying. That's whilst obviously doing a piece to camera at the same time. So, as I say, again, lift your arm up and pull it back till it's nice and closed, so it's not open. If you've got this in it, you've got all this wibbliness. If you've got it like this, you've got your hand against that imaginary ruler. And you're just pulling it out from here and throwing it. Nice and full, loads of follow through. Loads of follow through. Make sure that the dart is leaving your hand before your hand even minutely slows down. So straight out, like I say, not actually throwing at anything, just feeling that dart go till you get the feel of it coming against that point and throwing. The other massive thing, and all, just to conclude this video, is something that I've spoke about on many occasions before. And watching your videos, and it's so prominent. They're so prominent in your playing of the mental side of the game, which I've explained on many occasions. I noticed when you were throwing, because I'll tell you what, I wish I could do it. You've split it so you can see the board and you can see yourself. Fantastic video. Very, very impressed. But what I did notice was when you were throwing for the 60, you were, as I've said before, in the general area of 60. When you were throwing for the bullseye, it was a bit tighter. But when you were throwing for that double 16, each and every dart went within, I'd say, more than a reasonable accuracy to that area, even though with the anomalies that are in your throw. And you could see the difference in the expression in your face, the difference in the demeanour, in the way that you were delivering the arrows to the board between when you were trying to score and when you were going for the double 16. So if you could get the same level of concentration, and this is one of the hardest things because it's the mental side of the game, it's getting that level of concentration when you're throwing for the 60 exactly the same as when you do when you're throwing for a double. And that's when you will become a big scorer, like your Gary Andersons, like your Rob Crosses, like your Michael Van Gerwins. It's when you can lock and load onto that tiny little space in the middle of the treble. And that's what I've said on many occasions. You should be aiming for the middle of the treble, for the middle of the double 16. And I'm talking about an hair's the size of the width of a hair. Whatever you can focus down onto that section, that is exactly where you want it to go. And look, stare directly at it. So right, hope this first coaching session for you, Dan, has give you some good information. Like I say, a lot of positive things about your throw. One or two things that you could work on. Like I say, it's always subjective. This, it's entirely up to yourself whether you want to adopt the advice that I've given you. And like I say, hopefully it'll improve your game. It'll fetch you on leaps and bounds. So watch this video a couple of times. Maybe watch this along with the one that you sent to me, and hopefully that'll improve your game. So again, lads and lasses, and Danfromspout, or Danfromspout, sorry. Thanks for watching Darts Coaching with Dynamite Dave, and always, toe to the hockey. Right, hi lads and lasses, Dynamite Dave here, Darts Coaching. Just a little reminder about this giveaway, about donating. There's a link underneath here for PayPal Pay Me. I'm in the middle of sorting out a Patreon account, which I'll add to the description below. So everything will be in the description below the video. Just a quick one here, just to remind you of what the giveaways are for this giveaway session. And the first part of it is a Windmill Blade 5 Generation 5 dartboard. So that's one part of the giveaway. So this is for anybody who donates £5 sterling or above. And to go along with the dartboard is this lovely set of Peter Wright snakebite darts. So snakebite Peter Wright, these are his official endorsed darts by Red Dragon. Fantastic darts. I use Red Dragon darts myself, and I can't recommend them enough. They're absolutely fantastic. Right, so that is this giveaway for this period. As soon as this period is over, there'll be a new video, a new reminder video with whatever's being the giveaway is for the next session. So donate. All links below, and everything's appreciated. Everything's coming on. As I promised, I've bought some software. I'm now in the midst of taking some courses on how to use the software for editing and what have you. The next thing along the line, as the donations are coming in, is going to be a new 4K digital camera, because you'll have noticed with this one, I'm using my phone and it's flicking in and out, and the light balance isn't right on it and what have you. But we can only work with what we've got. So we are improving the channels with your donations. So everybody who donates, Really, really, really appreciate this. It makes a massive difference to the channel, a massive difference to what I'm going to be able to achieve. But it all, like I say, it all takes time. So thanks very much for the generous donations. Don't forget this session's giveaways. Once we get to those 100 donations, I think we're about halfway there now. Once we get to those 100 donations of £5 sterling or above, each and every name, I get a piece of information. That goes with a number next to it. When the 100 donations have been received, a number will be picked out, and it doesn't matter where you are in the world, I will get that dartboard and that set of darts to you. I haven't worked out how I'm going to do it yet, but whatever the postage is, that's whatever it'll be. But I will make sure that I get that dartboard and that set of darts to you. Right, so thanks for donating. Thanks for watching. Hope you love the content. I absolutely love doing it for you. So thanks, lads and lasses, and don't forget, toe to the hockey.